Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna share with you 4 30 minutes one pan recipes. So it's gonna be quick and easy to clean up. One sausage recipe, one shrimp recipe, one beef recipe, and one chicken recipe. So there's something for everyone. Today's meal is one of my personal favorites. It's sausage and peppers. I'm using Italian sausage, but you can also use smoked sausage, 4 cloves of garlic, about half a teaspoon of crushed red peppers, 2 teaspoons of Italian seasonings, salt and pepper to taste, 2 cans of diced tomatoes, and for this particular recipe, I like to use the basil, garlic, and oregano. About a tablespoon of tomato paste, an onion, and 3 bell peppers. I like to use 1 green bell pepper and 2 of the other colors because these are sweeter than the green bell pepper. I'm chopping my peppers and onion. To my large pan, I'm adding olive oil. I removed the casing from my sausage and now I'm adding them to my hot pan and I'm gonna crumble them as I cook them. Now that my sausage is cooked, I'm adding the bell peppers and onion, and I'm gonna cook those until they're soft. Now I'm adding my minced garlic. I'm gonna cook the garlic for about a minute. Now I'm adding my tomato paste. I'm gonna mix it all together until everything is coated by the tomato paste. Now I'm adding Italian seasoning, red pepper flakes, salt, and pepper. I'm adding my diced tomatoes. I'm gonna bring it to a boil and simmer it for about 10 minutes uncovered. It's ready to be served. You can serve it on a roll with rice, on a pasta. Today's one pan recipe is creamy shells and beef. So for this recipe, we're gonna need 2 cloves of garlic, a yellow onion, 2 cups of shredded cheese. The recipe calls for white cheddar, but I'm just using the cheese I have on hand. Half a cup of heavy cream, a pound of ground beef, 8 ounces of small shell pasta, 15-ounce can of tomato sauce, but I was out, so I made mine with tomato paste and water. So it's a cup of water and 3/4 cups of tomato paste. 3 cups of beef broth, a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and salt and pepper to taste, and of course olive oil. To my hot pan, I added some olive oil and my ground beef, and now I'm gonna crumble it. I'm adding salt and pepper to my meat. Now that my meat is cooked, I'm adding my onion and I'm gonna cook it until it's soft. I'm adding garlic and Italian seasoning and cooking it all together for a couple of minutes. I'm mixing in the tomato sauce and beef broth, and then I'm gonna bring it to a boil. Now that it's boiling, I'm gonna add in my pasta. I'm gonna cover it, bring the heat to low, and cook it for about 10 minutes or until the pasta's done. Once the pasta is done, I'm gonna turn the heat off and mix in the heavy cream. I'm tasting it to adjust the seasoning. Now I'm adding the cheese. I'm gonna mix everything together until the cheese is melted. This pasta is so creamy and cheesy and delicious. My pasta is ready to be served. Today's one-pan meal is shrimp and orzo recipe. For this recipe, I'm using a pound of shrimp, 4 cloves of minced garlic, about half of a large onion, about 2 cups of spinach, 1 cup and a quarter of cup orzo pasta, 2 tablespoons of butter, the juice and the zest of 1 lemon, 3 cups of chicken stock, salt and pepper to taste, and of course olive oil. This is the large pan that I'm using for this recipe. This is a Cuisinart 5.5 quart casserole with lid. That's what it's called. I don't think they make this anymore, but I will try to find the newer version or maybe a similar one of a different brand and link it down in the description. To my pan, I added olive oil and butter. I seasoned my shrimp with salt and pepper. Now that the butter is melted, I'm adding my shrimp to the pan. The shrimp should not overlap, and that's why this pan is the perfect size for a recipe like this. I cooked the shrimp for 2 minutes on each side. Now that my shrimp is done cooking, I'm gonna remove it from the pan, put it in a plate, cover it, and put it on the side. To the same pan, I'm adding more butter and olive oil. Now I'm adding the onions and the garlic, and I'm gonna cook them for a few minutes. I'm adding the orzo to the pan, and I'm gonna cook this for a couple of minutes or until it's toasted. Now I'm adding the chicken broth and salt and pepper. I'm gonna bring it to a boil. Now that it's boiling, I'm gonna cover it, bring the heat to low, and cook it for 10 minutes. Now that the orzo's done, I'm adding the spinach. I'm gonna cover this and cook it for another few minutes until the spinach has cooked down. Now I'm adding the lemon zest and lemon juice. I'm putting the shrimp back in the pan. And it's ready to be served. So today's recipe is 1 pan creamy chicken and mushroom. So I have here a pound of chicken breast, 8 ounces of mushrooms, which I washed and chopped, some kind of cooking oil, 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese, a cup of heavy cream, 1/2 cup of chicken stock, about a tablespoon of butter, 5 cloves of minced garlic, and salt and pepper to taste. I'm starting by seasoning the chicken with salt and pepper on both sides. To my pan, I added some oil and butter. Now that the butter has melted, I'm adding the chicken. I'm gonna cook the chicken for 4 minutes on each side. Now that the chicken's done, I'm gonna remove it from the pan, cover it, and put it on the side. Now I'm adding the minced garlic and I'm gonna cook it for about a minute. Now I'm adding the mushroom and I'm gonna cook this for about 5 minutes. Now that the mushrooms are done, I'm adding the chicken broth. Now I'm adding the heavy cream. I'm gonna mix everything together and bring it to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I'm gonna lower the heat and simmer it for about 10 minutes. Now I'm adding the Parmesan cheese and mixing it all together until the cheese melts. I'm tasting it to adjust the seasoning. Now I'm adding the chicken back in. And it's ready to be served. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next one.